Hello and welcome to BQ Prime. A very good afternoon to all the viewers. I'm Hiral Dadia. Clearly, there is weakness in terms of where markets are concerned, though, on the back of the Geo Financial Services announcement with regards to listing, we did see a spike that came in Reliance, which did have an impact in terms of our markets as well. Now we are briefly trading at those 19,300 levels, but where from here on is going to be interesting to watch out for. Joining us on the show to discuss more is Nagraj Shetti, Senior Technical Research Analyst at HDFC Securities. Nagraj, good afternoon and welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, Hiral.
Nagraj, my first question coming to you is clearly on the back of the global weakness, you're seeing our markets mirror the same. And the call writing at 19,400 that we've been witnessing in today's session is hinting at a bearish trend going ahead. What's the sense that we become? Because clearly that consolidation phase has continued.
Of course, Nifty has been in a downward correction since past many weeks. What we can observe is a gradual downward correction, more of a time correction rather than any price reversal. In fact, in the market, after witnessing a sharp rally from the 17,000 to almost 20,000 levels in the last 4 months. So currently showing consolidation, repeatedly testing the support of around the 19,300, 19,250 levels. And the overall chart pattern is indicating that this support is not going to hold for a long. We are likely to see downside breakout of this support in the short term, and on the downside breakout of this 19,250 could drag Nifty towards another important support base of around 19,000 level, which is a strong support as per the weekly time frame chart, as per concept of change in polarity. So I'm expecting further weakness with range bound action for the market, and 19,000 is going to be the good support to have witness a reasonable upside bounce from the lower levels.
Right. From there on, how are you looking at Bank Nifty? Because there is some bit of outperformance in the last two trading sessions that we've seen from Bank Nifty versus the Nifty. What's your view?
Bank Nifty has halted its decline in the last couple of sessions, placed around the support of around the 43,500, 600 levels. And I'm expecting this range bound movement to continue at least for the short term. And we could see further weakness in Bank Nifty as well. A strong support for the Bank Nifty is placed around 42,150 to 43,150 to 43,200 levels. But in Bank Nifty, PSU banking is outperforming. On the contrary to the benchmark index, PSU banking has placed at the hurdle and continuously outperforming in the last couple of weeks. So I'm expecting this outperformance in the PSU banking is likely to continue, but frontline banking and the Bank Nifty itself is likely to shift into further consolidation.
Right. Apart from that, if you see in terms of individual stock-specific action in trade as well, clearly let's pick up a Reliance Industries first. How has the trend changed in the last half an hour to an hour, seeing that sudden spike that did come in?
Reliance has been in an uptrend over the last 5-6 sessions, continuously moving up, and today's upside recovery is indicating that there is a room left for some more upside bounce. I think 2650 is going to be a strong resistance for this stock, and I'm expecting further weakness from the higher levels in the near term.
Right. Adani Ports is another one which did see a long build up in today's session as well. What should the strategy be, Nagraj?
Yes. Adani Port was moving in a larger consolidation band and recently has witnessed upside breakout of this band around 820, 825 levels. The overall chart pattern is looking positive, and that it is moving up by taking support of 10-day and 20-day EMA. RSI is also showing positive sign. I'm expecting further upside in Adani Ports, and the next resistance to be walked around 870 to 875 levels in the short term.
Right. How are you looking at a Bandhan Bank and Escorts? Both of these counters are also seeing a long build up in today's session.
Yes, Bandhan Bank is showing an attempt of upside bounce after a small decline. I'm expecting this is a short-term support for this stock around 225 levels. There is a possibility of some more upside towards the 200-day EMA of around 240 levels in the near term, which is an immediate resistance for this stock.
Okay. On the bearish setup, You have names like a Manapuram Finance. What should the strategy be?
Manappuram Finance better to avoid after a sharp upside rally. It has reacted sharply on the from the downside from the higher levels. I think there is a time for profit booking for the stocks. Some more weakness is likely towards the next supports. Better to avoid the stock right now.
Okay. Moving on, let's look at few of the other names as well, where you're seeing some long positions being created. Let's pick up IDFC first. I think second consecutive session where we're seeing fresh longs coming in there. What's your view?
IDFC has been in a continuous uptrend. You can say the intermediate uptrend over the last many months. I think recently it has shifted into a range bound action without showing any much. Moved in a small range in the last 3 weeks, where high of 90 and low of around 84, 85. Currently making an attempt to break above this range. A move above 90 could bring a further upside momentum for the stock price towards the next resistance of around 95, 96 levels.
Right. Cement players like Ambuja and ACC are also seeing a long build up in today's session. What's your view?
ACC, after a couple of sessions, a couple of weeks, downward correction has bounced back, formed sort of a hard bottom around 1880, 1870 levels. Some more upside bounce is likely. I'm not expecting any significant upside from here for the stock. Some more upside towards 2040, which is the next set of resistance for the stock.
Right. Moving on, let's pick up a few names, where you are seeing some bit of unwinding that's happening. Indian Hotels is seeing some unwinding. PFC is seeing some longs which are being unwound. Uh, Canfin Homes is another one where you're seeing some longs that are being unwound. What should the strategy be?
For me, Canfin Home is looking slightly negative. It is not showing any upside momentum right now, facing a stiff resistance around 750, 760 levels. Salon rise is happening over here. And this range bound action is expected to be broken on the lower side. 714 is a lower range, and I'm expecting downside breakout towards the next support of around 690 levels in the near term.
Right. Moving on, let's look at a few of the other names which are in action in today's session. How are you looking at a AU small or AU Bank as well as a Apollo Tire?
Nothing great for EU Bank. It is gradually declining, showing smaller upside bounces in between. I'm not expecting any big upside from here. Consolidation moment or a small bounce is likely for EU.
Right. Nagraj, apart from the names that we've discussed, anything else that comes to your radar that one should be watching out for this expiry?
Yeah, actually, if you look at the broad market index like mid cap and small cap, it has been continuously moving up, clearly diverging with the moves of benchmark, outperforming the benchmark Nifty over the last a couple of few weeks, I think. And this outperformance is likely to continue for the mid cap and small cap sector. I have two picks from the mid cap segment. And the first is the Astridium. Chartically, if you look at the Astridium, has been in a constant up move. Higher tops, higher bottoms is there on the chart and taking support of 10-day and 20-day EMA is currently placed at the resistance, making an attempt to upside breakout of this resistance of around 320 levels. One can buy at this juncture and wait for the upside target of around 340, 345 levels in the near term, and one can place a stop loss at 310. Second
Right.
stock is yeah, I would like to give one more stock. Second one is Godfrey Philip. What we can observe from the chart is Godfrey Philip has witnessed a significant breakout recently in the last few weeks back and currently placed at the higher levels. A smaller consolidation is happening, which is indicating a lack of selling enthusiasm for the stock post upside breakout, which is indicating a positive bias. Today's upside bounce was associated with rise in volume as well as RSI is showing positive indication. Currently placed at 2191 levels, one can buy at this stock at current juncture and wait for the immediate target of around 2300 levels by placing a stop loss of 2110.
Right. So these are a few of the names one should be watching out for as well. Thank you, Nagraj, so much for joining us on the show and sharing the views.
Well,
But clearly, if you see in terms of markets as well, Adani Enterprises, Ports, Eicher Motors, Britannia, Axis, these are a few of the top gainers as well. Though we've just, I don't think so. We'll close at the 19,300 mark, just a couple of points below that is what we're watching out for. And clearly, there is minor outperformance coming in terms of Bank Nifty vis-a-vis Nifty as well. 43,800 is what we're tracking in terms of Bank Nifty. The advanced decline ratio is also pretty much skewed towards the declines, and a lot of stock-specific action is what we've been witnessing. But the biggest news of the day in terms of where markets go is the listing of Geo Financial Services, which has been announced for the 21st of August, which is Monday. So lots that could be brewing in and around it. That's all that we have on this session. Thanks for watching, and lots more lined up on BQ Prime. Please stay tuned. Yeah, I will.